inviting me to speak and share my experiences with other experts in the field of cystic fibrosis. You can start the presentation. Okay, to start with, I just wanted to highlight the parasitic infections in brain, and that has three major aspects of clinical presentations that the clinicians look for: fever, eosinophilia, and seizures. Okay, so among that you can realize neurocystic sarcosis contributes to the major fraction causing seizures, particularly in infected individuals in the brain. So this is important to highlight many times that cystic sarcosis in human is a human-to-human transmission. Okay, that's why many people also do not realize, and still then many people do not have the clear idea whether it can be directly transmitted to human, from human to human or not. But yes, it is. Cystic sarcosis is a human-to-human transmitted disease. So, and this is prevalent more in the lesser developed areas of worldwide. It is no more confined to the tropical belt. It's no more confined to the developing countries. But cystic sarcosis has been spread its wings beyond the boundaries of the tropics. That's why it is a global problem. So we need to highlight, we need to realize, and also we need to highlight this problem as a global problem. That's why you may be noticing many people from developed world also putting a lot of fund, time and energy to address the problem of cystic sarcosis in the developing countries where it is originating from, because this is a global threat. Actually, everybody is aware of the distribution. You can see the highlighted areas are highly endemic for cystic sarcosis, and I'm not going through the life cycle again. It is already explained very nicely by the previous speakers. So just to highlight here, human infection, human cystic sarcosis, as Dr. Prasad has also mentioned, is a deviation from the natural life cycle of the parasite, because human is an accidental intermediate host, and because in pig as the intermediate host, the life cycle continues to the next. But human cystic sarcosis is a dead-end stage of the parasite, so this is an deviation. So human get infected by contaminated food and water, exogenous auto-infection and also endogenous auto-infection. And it has been seen the patients, those who have multiple cysts in the brain or body, they are mostly due to endogenous auto-infection, where the proglottids rupture, releasing thousands or millions of the eggs in the intestine, and many of them could get access hematogenously, they spread. So this is how the picture, I think many times you are seeing the picture of the parasite this is actually in the porcine meat, and you will be seeing different pictures in the forthcoming presentations also. This is just to highlight the presence of the cyst in the brain, and other speakers have also shown beautiful pictures. This is an autopsy specimen showing decimose problem of cystic sarcosis. This specimen actually I could visualize in one of the largest collection of the brain samples and causing cystic sarcosis, and in one of the laboratory in the museum in Lima, Peru, where I visited one of the gentlemen, Hugo Garcia. Those who are working on cystic sarcosis might have heard of Hugo Garcia. So it was part of a John Hopkins program that I visited South America, and visited many study centers addressing cystic sarcosis and other diseases too. The clinical signs are basically signs of space occupying lesions. That's why many times the diagnosis at a clinical stage is very difficult, because the presentations may be similar for any mass occupying lesion or space occupying lesion. But most commonly seizure, headache, cognitive impairment, focal neurological deficits, these are actually the major symptoms as seen in Indian context, and also similar experience by other colleagues around. Solitary cerebral cystic sarcosis granuloma is one of the commonest causes of seizure in Indian patients. This may be different for different experience in different part of the globe, but this is from the Indian subcontinent. Extraparenchymal disease occurs in about 1/3 of the NCC patients, and this is they can also infect the eye, cardiac, or other muscles. And can you please play the video? Yeah, here is actually a picture of ocular cysticercosis, and actually any neurocysticercosis patients come to clinic is also screened for ocular involvement, and so vice versa. When any ocular cysticercosis is identified, also screen for neurocysticercosis, but that is rare. Most commonly, the cysticercosis patient in plenty number, and number of cases with ocular involvement are probably less. And there are various experience again in India. I think many times we have noticed solitary cysticercosis in eye, and me and Akira also we had a combined hypothesis and paper sometimes back. So why there is a this type of observation is not seen in South America in my experience. They say that they see a lot of neurocysticercosis cases, but ocular involvement is very less. But in India, there are many ocular involvement without involving brain also. So we know, all of us know that this parasite is having predilection for the brain, but without involving brain tissue, a single cyst in the eye, maybe we need to think about any alternative mean of transmission of the parasite egg infective stage to the human eye. Okay, these are the different pictures from the patient. You can see the parasite cyst in the brain at its various developmental stages, and the right panel you can see the parasite having starry sky appearance. So majority of cysticercosis cases do not show typical imaging features. That's why that is a problem. And other problem is that immigrants traveling from endemic countries, they are probably carrying the infection to the previously not known to be in any countries. Okay, so that is a problem that we need to think globally. And some of though this data is not published, but some of my literature-based review shows that I was trying to figure out among the reported cases, how many cases from the endemic countries are actually being transmitted to the developed world. And many interesting cases. I don't have time actually to discuss on this data, literature-based research data. But it has been seen that many developed countries also get cases among their own citizens who has never visited endemic countries, who has never gone out of their own country. So then maybe there is some level of low level of endemicity in those countries. So it needs to be addressed, and we also need to address about the variation in the species or strain of the parasite and their presentation in different part of the globe. So there are many provinces within the endemic countries which are never explored. So sometime back there was a discussion on the previous speaker's presentation that why and how, why the country or the authorities are not recognizing this as a problem. Maybe it is true that we need to identify the problem, we need to highlight the problem as a problem. And I realize personally we need to, we try our best to quantify the real burden of the disease problem in a particular province or country in order to highlight the exact problem in a country. And so even if